Throughout this flow, we're going to be focusing on channeling some full moon and Capricorn energy. So this is kind of the first time I've done something like this with a voiceover and some astrology brought into things. Kind of was drowned out in the voice area by the water, so we're going to try voiceover here. But yeah, we're going to start with some moon salutations to channel that moon energy, tapping into our emotions and connecting our breath to our body, connecting with nature because we're in Capricorn, grounding and finding a centering and stable place in our bodies and in our lives right now. We're going through kind of an intense season, so finding a stable energy. We went out into the woods and are doing this on some really stable rock near some rushing water, so you'll hear that in the background hopefully throughout this. And yeah, we'll get started in a second here at the top of our mats, big toes touching or feet hip distance. We're going to roll the shoulders back, chest up to the sky, chin up to the sky, standing in mountain pose in a very confident posture, referencing the trees around us. We are rooted, we are stable, we are grounded through the earth, yet we are lifted and expansive, flowing in the wind with the ebbs and flows of life, and connecting with our breath in and out through the nose, letting the body move naturally however it does. And just take a few breaths, really focusing on some kind of intention to let go. That's what full moons are all about, is releasing, letting the things that aren't for you, that aren't going to serve you in this next season of life, letting them fall away from you, down into the earth to be decomposed into something new, fresh, just like you will feel after this flow, hopefully. And we're going to start by inhaling the arms up over the head, lifting the chest up to the sky, filling the lungs with air, and then exhaling over to the right, opening up the chest, stretching through that right side body. Left side body if you're stretched over to the right, sorry. And then stretching up through the center again on an inhale to exhale to the other side, stretching through that opposite side body. And inhaling back up through the center. We're going to exhale the arms back down into mountain pose, keeping the chest up and open, shoulders away from the ears. Giving a big sigh of release, letting go, and taking a big breath here to reconnect with that grounded feeling that we felt in the beginning. Next, we're going to start by opening up into 5-pointed star position, so just facing the side, using your entire mat now. Reaching the arms up to the sky, once again, referencing those trees for some inspiration, feeling grounded through the feet, soft in the knees, soft in the pelvis and the hips, soft through the core, through the shoulders and the neck, yet reaching energy out through the fingertips and the toes. We're going to exhale down into goddess pose, so opening up the chest, bending into the knees for a squatting position and releasing down. Inhaling back up through 5-pointed star, we're going to take it down into triangle pose. So going down to the right first, we're going to stack the shoulders, reaching energy out through the bottom hand, the right hand, and up through the top hand, the left hand, opening up the chest. Look up if that's comfortable for you. And then we're gonna square off the hips. Frame the foot with your hands, and we're gonna fold over the leg on another exhale. We're gonna lengthen through the spine, through the top of the head. For a nice big inhale, halfway lift, stretching through those legs. And then lowering back down into a low lunge on the next exhale. So letting that knee drop down to the ground, nice and gently. Then we're going to inhale the arms up over the head, open up the chest, stretching through the front side of the body, giving attention to that back leg hip flexor, that front side of the hip. And then we're going to flip the hips back towards the front, so becoming parallel with the long side of your mat, coming into a side lunge. Hands can come to a prayer position or stay on the ground to support you. Trying to open up the chest, keep the shoulders back and down. We're going to transition over to the other side through a yogi squat, so coming through the middle. Once again, inhaling that chest up to the sky, shoulders away from the ears, opening up through those hips, and transitioning over to the left, lengthening through that right leg. And one more big breath on this side. We're going to flip the hips onto the other side now, into a left side low lunge, so that right knee comes down now. Inhaling the arms up over the head again, stretching through the opposite side body now, into that hip, opening up the chest. And then on the next exhale, letting the arms go to frame the foot, and we're going to lift the hips up back into that triangle position. So lengthening through both legs, lifting the hips up, making both of the feet face directly front. We're going to take a big inhale, halfway lift, lengthening through the spine, energy through the top of the head. And exhale, release, fold back over that leg. Let it all go. And on our next inhale, bringing that right arm up to the sky, opening up the chest for our triangle position, sending energy through both hands. And we're going to inhale it back up through 5-pointed star. Open up through that chest. On an exhale, bending through the knees into goddess position. And then inhaling back up through 5-pointed star. Before coming back into our prayer position. And then we're going to let everything go on an exhale. Let it go through the mouth. And we're gonna make our way back up to the top of our mats. Coming back into that mountain pose that we started in. Rolling the shoulders back and down, palms face forward. We're open to receiving this full moon energy. Open to releasing what we need to get rid of. Feet are planted into the earth, using these beautiful trees for reference. We are rooted, we are stable, we are supported, yet we are expansive, we are light and free. Connecting to the breath. We're going to inhale those arms up over the head, opening up the chest. Repeating that same moon salutation to the other side. So exhaling it over to the left this time, opening up the chest, stack the shoulders. Inhaling it back up through the center to take it to the right. On an exhale, melt over, back up through the center, and then exhale, release. Taking it back up to the center here on an inhale, whenever I decide to do it. So inhaling, opening up to that 5-pointed star now. Opening up that chest, planting those feet, and then melting open into goddess pose. Releasing, surrendering all of those things that we're shedding in this season, letting them fall away into the earth. And then inhaling back up through that 5-pointed star, opening up to come into our triangle pose, stacking those shoulders on the left this time. Opening up the chest, looking up to the sky on an inhale. We're going to exhale and frame the foot. Square those hips off. Make both feet face the same way. We're going to lengthen through both legs. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, lengthen up through that spine, energy through the top of the head. Before exhaling, coming down into that low lunge, dropping that right knee down nice and gently. We're going to inhale the arms up over the head, opening up the chest, stretching through that front side of the body. And then exhaling, setting the hands down. We're going to flip the hips to the front, coming into those side lunges. So dropping those hips down to the floor, grounding that left foot, rooting it, and becoming expansive through the chest, through the top of the head. Moving through that center position through our yogi squat. Taking one big breath through the middle there before switching back over to the right. Noticing how much more open you already feel, how much clearer, lighter, more expansive your practice can make you feel in this short amount of time. Really channeling that full moon energy, putting things into practice, putting things into our bodies to carry with us through this next season, this new season of life. After a big breath, we're going to flip the hips, square them off again, and inhale back up to the right, stretching through that front side of the body again. And then exhaling to set the hands down and lift the hips up through that pyramid position. I realized I said triangle position earlier. Pyramid position here. Legs are long. Taking a big inhale to lengthen through the spine, halfway lift. And then exhaling, rounding back over that leg, release. And we're going to take a big inhale, lift that left arm up to the sky now, open up the chest, stack the shoulders, look up to the sky if that's comfortable for you. Taking a big breath. And then inhaling up, back through 5-pointed star, melting into that goddess pose, releasing, shedding, letting everything go. And inhaling in all of that positive energy back through 5-pointed star. We're going to release it all out now. Shake it out, take a second, just shake anything off that is still feeling stagnant, that still might just be on the tip of those energies there. Just swipe it off, shake it off, bounce it off, whatever feels best for you. Releasing the things that don't serve us in this new season of life. Just dropping that baggage, shedding that weight, just letting it all go. Stepping into our highest selves in this Capricorn full moon. We're feeling grounded and stable in this energy. Capricorn is an earth sign, so really channel those earthy vibes. Go out in nature, go outside and actually be in the full moonlight. Go in the water, be with the trees, stand on some rocks, go in the grass. Just really feel grounded and connected to the earth the next few days, or even during this practice if you have the ability to. And then we're gonna make it down to the ground. So taking one more moon salutation to get down there. We're gonna start in that mountain pose again. Big toes touching, shoulders back and down, opening up the chest. Connecting to the breath in and out through the nose, bringing those intentions back into the front of our minds. And inhaling the arms up over the head to begin. And exhaling over to the right. Inhaling back up through the center. Exhaling through the left. Stacking those shoulders, keeping the chest nice and open the whole time. And then we're going to take one more inhale through the center. And exhale back down through that mountain pose, standing in that confident posture, reflecting on those intentions, and kind of bringing a more positive light to them through the rest of the practice now, thinking about how you can bring your highest self into this next season of life rather than focusing on the things that you need to release. Who are you going to be now that you have released them? Step into that person, step into that light. With a big inhale through that 5-pointed star, become as expansive as ever, grounded and rooted, yet large and expansive. We're going to exhale through the goddess position, bend those knees, let it go. Inhale back up through a 5-pointed star and make our way into that triangle position. Taking a big breath there, opening up the chest. And then exhaling into our pyramid pose, squaring off the hips, letting us stretch through the legs. Inhaling for a halfway lift, and then exhaling back down through that low lunge position. We're going to inhale the arms up to the sky, opening up through the chest and the front side of that left hip. And then we're just going to step it back into a low plank, lowering down to our bellies, and then exhaling to press it back into a child's pose, taking the hips all the way back to the heels, lengthening through those fingertips, pressing the shoulders away from the ears, and then lengthening the pelvis up through the spine, out through the top of the head. Gonna rest the forehead on the ground, beneath you. You're going to take any movements that feel natural, that feel good for you in this position, even if that's stillness. So you can rock the head back and forth, shaking it no, giving that third eye a massage, that tension between the eyebrows spot. You can rock the hips back and forth or in circles, releasing any emotional tension we might be holding on to. You can walk the hands back and forth as I just did, lengthening through the side body, through the spine, through the shoulders. Whatever feels good for you in this practice, play around in this pose. I'm gonna give a few breaths of silence, listening to the water, hopefully not my voice too much. And just a few more breaths here. Just want to remind you to bring those intentions, that highest self mentality back into the front of your mind here to finish off the practice. Keep breathing that energy through your body. We're never stagnant, reaching energy through the fingertips, through the top of the head, through the tailbone, coursing through the spine, through every nerve in our body. We are filled with this beautiful Capricorn moon energy. And taking one more big breath here, we're going to begin walking the hands up the mat towards you, nice and slow, one at a time. Making our way to our knees, up the legs, up the body. Give yourself a big hug. Feel that you're supported, you're strengthened within yourself. You're stable in this Capricorn moon energy. You're stable in the gratitude and the love that you can give to yourself. Feeling grateful for this energy, for this practice, for our bodies and our minds, for this collective energy coming together, this video finding the right people that needed this in this season. We're going to take one more big inhale up together, opening up that chest, letting the palms touch. We're going to bring the arms down through the center. On an exhale, touching the third eye, feeling open to receiving. Namaste, friends. Thank you for joining me in this full moon in Capricorn yoga flow. Thank you for bearing with me through this first voiceover and through the water sounds and little voice noises in the back. I will figure this out eventually, but something that I do know, there's fireworks going off. Nice. Something I do know though is that I really enjoyed this, bringing astrology into this, so we will be doing this again next time. Thank you.